We are always looking to get better and to see what's out ahead.
Awesome. Here at Digital Dealer in Tampa, and really excited just to have a conversation. What I refer to you as is Pastor Tim, because I think that you're not just an encourager, but you're an exhorter of our industry, and I think that goes much beyond what Car Now is doing, but also just what you desire for our industry. But that also then pushes right back into what you're doing with Car Now. And so talk a little bit about how Car Now is approaching just the current industry and the current automotive kind of what's happening in the industry, and how you're approaching that as a company and as a technology.
Well, I mean, first of all, I've been in the automotive space since 1989, and it's never been this good. You know, and if you pan, there's a bunch of vendors here, all saying pick me, pick me, pick me, and dealers right now are like, wait a minute, I'm turning my inventory at 80-90%.
Right.
I'm not doing much marketing, and my only question is this car available, right? So things are things are different. I think the approach that we have taken is there's a lot of great tech out here that's not named Car Now. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to build a true platform, a true end-to-end, always working, kind of like a Jeep Wrangler. I have a Jeep Wrangler. You're never finished, right? You're never finished with that Wrangler. You could add these lights. You could add this bigger lift kit, because I'm part hillbilly.
Put bigger tires on it.
Bigger I've got 37s, all you Wrangler lovers, 2.5-inch lift, Fox suspension, but I could go on. But no, you're never done with it.
Yeah.
And as we continue to grow and serve our dealers, we've listened, but the average dealer today has 8, 9, 10, 11 logins. And truly building a platform that doesn't just put into one DMS, that's DMS agnostic. We've done some great work with Dealer Built. Congrats to my friend Dan Moore on that acquisition from Dealer Built and Vista Dash. They're going to do some amazing things. So that's our approach, and not being just a standalone solution, but really tying in and creating the first end-to-end click to sign, DMS agnostic, integrating with Darwin, best of breed.
Well, I was about to say, one of the things that's really interesting to me is obviously you guys have built a ton of tech, and a lot of people knew you early on as kind of a chat disruptor, right?
Sure.
But have built a lot of tech along the way, inherent to yourself. But one of the themes that you've had over the past, especially 6 to 9 months, is this real ability to kind of bring together the best of a bunch of worlds, including Darwin, including Scion Digital,
Poly,
accepting other things into a platform that can engage to what you're calling real-time retail, right? So it's actually a collaborative effort to ensure that dealers have the tools that they need, right?
Right. And you mentioned Poly, so allowing anything that we can do to serve our dealers to allow them to make additional revenue. You talked about Scion. 2 astounding stats: 50% of all millennials, ladies and gentlemen, own some sort of crypto. 12% of all the new home, or all of the first-time buyers last year that bought homes, used some sort of crypto.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, and it's creeping up. And dealers need to open up another window and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I talked to a dealer yesterday that's charging a $295 fee to turn crypto into US dollars. The exciting thing is, coming very soon, being able within our platform, if let's say you bought Bitcoin at 100,000, it's now worth 300,000. Instead of paying capital gains, be able to acquire that vehicle for $70,000. You give for example, Salt, the bank, $80,000 or $90,000. You don't pay capital gains, and the dealership can still make reserve on that money, just like they do SET Financial, World Omni, or Bank of America, whoever. So these types of things, as long as we're continuing to think and ahead of the game. You talked about Reverend Tim, and that's okay. I don't hide that. My favorite proverb, and I think it's good for all of us, is the prudent see danger and turn from it, but the simple keep going and suffer harm. We see danger up ahead, so we are always looking to get better and to see what's out ahead and make changes before we run off the cliff.
Yeah. So what's on the horizon for you, Tim, and for the company of Car Now? What are you looking at to make sure that dealers are not just, because obviously we need to solve problems today. We need to make sure and meet dealers where they're at with the things that they do need solving, even in these inventory times and these high profit times. But there's also an overlook. There's looking into the future. So what are you all looking over into the future to ensure that you're solving dealers' problems long into the future?
Moving our platform to not just a transactional platform, but creating an environment, and I'm not going to let too much out of the bag, but creating an environment that is re-engaging with consumers for the entire life cycle, not of the car, but of the person.
Yeah.
And reaching out and making sure that we're touching that person. Everybody knows the stats. It changes a little bit every year. 73% of the people that buy vehicles in your dealership service at aftermarkets, Meineke's, Jiffy Lubes. So how do we get those people engaged and working on those types of things, being a true servant to all of our dealers and engaging and building technology we're pretty proud of, other than a few partnerships that quite frankly did it better than us, like Darwin with the menus, Poly with insurance, Scion with crypto. We've built all our own tech. So we're building this out, as a beautiful open API platform to have a seamless integration at every facet of the dealership with one login to where,
Look, I think all the people rejoiced when you said login.
It's good.
No, and I think that there are a lot of people starting to talk about that life cycle of customer and assuring, especially when these disruptors are at the gate trying to siphon market share, making sure that we are communicating clearly, engaging with very well over a life cycle all of our customers. And so a platform that can not just transact but engage long term, I think you guys are headed in the right direction.
Yeah, we had a choice to make, and I think it's good for the industry. I think, competition is good, but a lot of our competitors were acquired. A lot over the last, 24 or 36 months. And people were knocking at the door, and we really chose not to have those conversations because we wanted to make a difference. Not that people aren't making a difference, but what I was saying is this is our vision on building this platform and truly making a difference in the industry that's been so good to all of us.
Yeah. Well, in kind of closing, just give some encouragement to the industry right now. Obviously, record profits, incredible industry that we're in right now, just things that we've never seen, right? But what's your encouragement as we move forward, as we go from events like Digital Dealer, as we go into kind of Q3, Q4, what's your encouragement to dealers and even industry partners on what we need to be looking at, doing, and thinking about next?
I think it has nothing to do with tech, and that might sound strange coming from me with my affiliation and obviously being proud co-founder of Car Now, but I think it's with your people. I think especially there's a lot of people in the industry that imagine the car salesman that's only sold cars for 18 months. This isn't the real car business. It doesn't happen like this. So our mutual friend Patrick at Beaver Toyota, the amount of time he invests in his individual people and the amount of time, the reason that I get emotional and the reason that we've had so much what everyone calls success is investing in our people, even more so than other things, because when you have individual people and finding out what encourages that person, what drives that person, we promoted 43% of our entire company last year.
Goodness.
Because of the growth and also because they just kept wanting more. So my encouragement is to, like the proverb says, see danger and turn from it. Don't be the simple and suffer harm. It's not going to be this way forever. And make those preparations, those trainings, those working on the individual. Let these newer salespeople know and desk managers know, great times create bad habits. Yeah. And I'm not being a doomsdayer. I'm saying look at the game film. Make sure that, we are truly putting those and not be transactional, but really look at that customer not as just a mark on the board for the month, but now you've got that customer and now you've got his friends, his family, and you need to be their dealership and you need to be their person. And creating that is what is sustainable growth in our business, investing in your people more than any tech you could put on your website.
Paul wore a shirt last night of a quote from our good friend Liza Borchis. It says, love people more than we love cars. And I think that you're living proof of that. And Tim, I think that the Car Now team and family, as you say, call it La Familia.
La Familia.
Is definitely that. And thanks for spending some time with us today.
Appreciate you, brother.
And congrats on everything.
Yeah, man. Thank you.